Hello, this is Chris Buckles. On today's Marvel Chats, we are going to talk about She-Hulk, the second episode, Superhuman Law, and whether or not this is going in the right direction after a dismal opening episode which set the storyline. Now we are diving into the world of She-Hulk, and I'm gonna try to make all the case for She-Hulk to appear in Deadpool 3. Stick around. So yeah, let me start all over again. This is my
Gotcha.
school teacher. Photography teacher.
Nice teacher. I know her cousin. Her name's Bruce. I'm in his science fiction class. Not science fiction, biology class. So I take a lot of classes.
Yeah,
But her cousin is one of my teachers named Bruce Banner. So I think those two know each other. I think.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a bummer seeing her get fired in the opening minutes. But then getting away hired seconds later by the person who declared it a mistrial.
Yeah.
I had short notes. Like copied the synopsis in the trivia section.
Well, it was a very short episode, and like on top of that, I really dig like the montage of her like looking for a job and going through in that transition period of like going through like different jobs, looking for a job to grab a job, and we like really see that really well, and like they really like nail that in a short period of time for a running time for this episode. Hands down on the editing team for this.
Yes, same here, same here. I had that good like editing shots because with the setting and everything, they positioned the actors in the same place, just changed the background like every time, background lighting.
And the video transitions like here and there. I noticed they changed that up a little bit too, because like they didn't stick with one video transition, they'd stick with like a different variety of video transitions. And like you said, like great idea on the different location, the backgrounds where she was at, whatever job she was applying for, and we really see a different environment where she is, and different location too. What kind of chair was she in? Was she in like a office type chair with the arms on the side, or just a basic chair with no arms on the side of a chair?
Yeah,
we really see the mise en scene of that montage.
the mise en scene does play a factor in that scene. I liked it. And then I've got family dinner. The placement of everybody in the family at the dinner. And then afterwards, when the father brought Jennifer down to his basement to talk, I thought that was very, very well done, very in terms of placement and like we said, the mise en scène.
Yeah, that moment too was a great moment too, and like they really found really this cast is really strong. I've seen that guy before, her father, and her father is the actor that plays her father. He was a character in the TV show called CBS Ghosts. So he played a different type of character in that TV series. So that actor's been around for like a few other things as well.
Okay, yeah, um, getting off, She-Hulk, I went to see Ghosts. I haven't seen it yet, but it's really funny. And yeah, I think one of the Power Rangers actress who was in iZombie is in the show. So yeah,
Interesting.
wanted to see that for a while. Glad for mentioning it. I need to now check it out over Halloween or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. She gets hired by, yeah, usually my putdown was G and H. It wasn't until I saw the end credits and how it was spelled and the letters pronounced that I was able to write it down in my notes. Good. So it was, yeah, like GLAKEH Superhuman Law Division, which is actually a cool name.
It is. It's great that she's back in a new law firm company. At the same time, spearheading a superhuman division for that law firm. That's a great title.
Yeah, but said she only wanted to represent herself as Jennifer Walters, and instead, because
they wanted her Hulkness.
Yeah, and yes, that was really great when she was talking to the audience as the boss was talking about. I didn't want to be hired because of my She-Hulk personality, which, by the way, I hate that name. But when she was talking to Bruce seems to like the name.
Yeah, he did, but she didn't. She'd rather have like her own take on it if she had a name for it.
Yeah, so I bet that's gonna come back around to her at the end. And I did like that they brought Emil Blonsky back in the Tim Roth actor.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too because like I knew he was going to be in the series. As far as like which episode, I had no clue, but like it's good to know that he started out in the second episode. And like this is awesome, and they made a cool reference about him and the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah,
and Shang-Chi as well. And like, did you pick up on that Shang-Chi reference?
Yeah, the underground cage match.
Yeah, the Underground Fight Club when that was going on in Shang-Chi.
Yeah,
like they showed like a little glimmer of it. Towards the end.
Yeah, I need to watch all the Phase 4 probably starting next month on Disney, and I've got it on my Disney Plus watch list. Yeah, I've only seen like Black Widow, so I need to rewatch and kind of make my notes and do my reviews on all of them.
Yeah, they made a obviously Incredible Hulk reference. They made it even more of a reference to it, not just once, but a couple times too.
Yeah, and they made a good Silence of the Lambs reference in there, which I picked up on right away.
Oh, really? Like, in what part? It didn't like trigger anything in my head. When was that?
Like when she mentioned the fava beans in Chianti, and then then I went back and it was like no stepping over the line, no approaching the personal, kind of that aspect. Yeah, I can't remember the whole line, but yeah, it ends with her saying something like, "What about the fava beans in Chianti?" or something like that. So Yeah, and I picked up on it about nine.
That's cool.
So
Some I
yeah,
just like missed it. It's like, okay, but now I know where that reference is.
yeah, but yeah, I'm glad you brought up the Hulk, Incredible Hulk, because they did mention that a few times, obviously in the Poison. Well, and by the way, nice pacing and setup for the Poison.
Yeah, I'd like to set up too. The pacing was very quick for being a short runtime for this episode. I
Yeah,
like the pacing when they did that for the prison establishing shot of the prison.
yeah, um, yeah. But like I said, he did mention or they did mention the events of the Incredible Hulk, and when later on towards the end, um, when she's calling her cousin, who is on she doesn't know is on the space, he was like, I was a totally different person back then, which he was actually,
Actually, a different person,
yeah,
but like
played by
they played
Edward,
it well with the reference.
yeah, Edward Norton, which that
Yeah.
was the only film in like phase one that I didn't like so much.
Ah,
Yeah, I'm really forward to seeing this kind of new take because back then I don't think the MCU was kind of established uh, well enough. I mean, we just saw like Iron Man, and we didn't know if I know it was building up to like the Avengers, but we didn't know then if the Incredible Hulk was going to be in the MCU or the Avengers movie.
yeah. At that time, things were different.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been like someone else. It could have been like Ant-Man as the fifth Avenger. Or,
Imagine that Ant-Man as the fifth Avenger.
yeah, yeah, and I heard actually, Ant-Man was an Avenger in the comic book, so, yeah, so yeah, and I did like that ending where when she sees the underground fight club on TV, she turns to the camera and goes, "Well, this sucks."
Well, this just happened,
Yeah,
and like it does a good tie-in with Chang-Chi too, because that says what happened in this episode ties in the next thing is
yeah,
the Chang-Chi events.
yeah,
And I feel like we're going to see more of that, the Underground Fight Club. I could be wrong. I feel like the vibe I'm getting. I feel like they're going to rehash that one again in the next episode,
yeah,
like a follow up from that,
yeah,
like a reaction, I should say, follow up and reaction.
yeah, and how Abomination got back in prison after
Yeah,
escape attempt. Um,
which later on it does answer that in Shang Chi. Not to give too much away of spoilers, but like there's going to do some sort of like a full circle turnaround on that. If that
okay,
makes any sense, what I just said.
okay, so yeah, when I watch Shang-Chi, I'll keep that in mind. Because, yeah, I plan on watching the whole, like maybe the whole series again in like um, yeah, like one of those, dang, the words keep escaping me. Um, yeah, kind of like binge watching. That's what I was going for. Sorry.
It's okay. You were there. You were there, man.
Thank you. So And yeah, I don't know if we're gonna see more of like more Gruffalo towards the end, but yeah, I read somewhere that this was kind of like an ending for like Bruce Banner side story, and then the beginning setup for her adventure. But
Yeah,
yeah, in the back of my mind, it's like, will he like reappear towards the end?
I think he will. I think they did a great job for the first two episodes. Like, hey, this is Jennifer Walters' story, and we see like the connection. Like, okay, her cousin's name's Bruce Banner, and Bruce Banner is the Hulk, and they're related by family. And we like see the two different stories interconnecting with their worlds, and we see like a passing of the torch in the second episode. But like, I feel like in the further episodes ahead, I feel like we'll be seeing more of Jennifer's story more than Bruce. I feel like Bruce was there to pass. It's like, hey, here's a passing of the torch.
Yeah,
They did that great with this episode, and they like tied up loose ends on the Incredible Hulk. They did a good job on ending that chapter.
yeah. And yeah, I mentioned like the opening. I can kind of make a good argument for like She-Hulk to appear in Deadpool 3 for some reason. Because they're both like fourth wall breakers.
Right?
Yeah. So yeah, this can be like very much set in the like if Deadpool like I don't know. First of all, let me say this off the bat. I don't know how the heck it's gonna work by putting an R-rated Marvel character in a PG-13 movie, but I think you can transfer her very well to an R-rated movie.
Yeah. Somehow the idea is there, but like, how do you like bring an R-rated movie like the character Deadpool and bring him into She-Hulk's storyline, or She-Hulk goes in the Deadpool storyline? But like that navigation of that will be really interesting to see that on screen visually.
Yeah, because yeah, we got I mean Blade who's getting his own MCU film. Um, did have an R-rated movie in the 90s and was played by Wesley Snipes.
Right?
Yeah, so I mean, this is way different bringing like Deadpool and Blade and She-Hulk into the MCU, the Marvel Universe.
They could bring a lot more characters on top of that too, like because since she's like that big leading that big division now, we could be seeing like a multitude of different cameos.
Yeah, and I read or yeah, there was a like a news website that Jennifer visits with the two headlines. One of them references Eternals. I didn't know about the giant statue of a man, but then it does mention kind of Wolverine. Um, when they said men fights with metal claws in the ball in ball ball. That almost kind of references not only Wolverine being in the MCU, but it kind of references the first X-Men when I read the 2000
Right.
X-Men movie with Hugh Jackman.
Would not be surprised if Wolverine makes an appearance. It'll be cool to see, obviously, Hugh Jackman again
Yeah,
playing Wolverine.
yeah, it'd be
But
cool.
time will tell on that one.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who they'll get because Yeah, I know Kevin Feige, when he announced like phase 3 and 4, he said if they brought X-Men in, he wasn't gonna cast he wasn't gonna cast Wolverine right away. I mean, he would wait a while to.
Yeah, I heard the same thing too.
And yeah, now it's been like what, like probably 5 or 6 years since Logan ended that chapter. But yeah, I did. Or see clips that they brought Patrick Stewart back as Professor X and Doctor Strange. So hence they might bring back Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious as well too. Is like what kind of like version of the Wolverine we might see Hugh Jackman being played, like an older version, middle aged version, like what in the timeline of his story.
Yeah, or they can go the younger route because when the comic was introduced, the X-Men were teenagers. And yeah, now they were like young adults in the series until like early 20s. So I can see them going that route too. But
Yeah, I can see that in my head now.
yeah, so and yeah, that post-credit end sequence, that was a cracker, but at the same time it was like, what the heck?
And we see Jen in Hulk form helping her brother Jeb, if I'm saying the brother's name right. And like we see her just holding the car up as the dad and Jeb are talking about like how to change the tire.
Yeah, and
And
then
she's like just holding the car up. Like
then
so naturally nonchalant. It's like
yeah, then the flat screen TV and then the water curtains. um,
hilarious.
yeah, it was yeah, it was like, are they gonna do this with like every post credits in that show? But I'll wait until episodes 3 through 9 or 10 to see. So
Yeah, I'm kind of curious too what kind of post credits we'll see in the future. But like they kind of like set it up that we could be seeing more like that. I will
yeah,
not be surprised though.
yeah. So yeah, this was quite like a 180 from the first episode, and yeah, it was well done. And I kind of see this like comedic angle side coming down the line more and more.
Oh yeah, definitely so. And like seeing like the episodes unravel each week, it feels like we're going to see like a little bit more comedic elements in this as the series continues on. They got a good track on that.
Yeah, so oh, so until next week, um,
Cool beans.
yeah, I say Marvel out.
Marvel out.
I,
All right. Doctor later.
you can. All right, and that was my episode 2 chat on superhuman law on She-Hulk attorney at law. Um, so next week is episode 3, so we'll hopefully see a lot of those answers and more that I mentioned regarding the abomination in, uh, in the next episode. Um, so this is Chris Walker. Um, so until next week, Marvel out.